Hello, the Harlem Globetrotters. Surely one of the most popular and beloved sports teams of all time. The Harlem Globetrotters are known for their incredible skills using a basketball, doing dunking and running around and flips and all kinds of tricks. But what if there is another side to the Harlem Globetrotters? A side that is being overlooked and ignored by people who are not willing to look at what the truth could be because of their dishonest, partisan ways. While I was watching the Harlem Globetrotters, I noticed suddenly that they have a strong connection to the people in power. Here is a Harlem Globetrotter laughing it up with Betty Ford, the First Lady of the United States. Wilt Chamberlain was a famous Globetrotter. Here they have the stars indicating the United States, and they have the stripes also indicating the United States. But one thing we know about the United States is that there is a lot of crime there, and a lot of the crime is done by black people. Look at these statistics. The black crime rate is extremely high. Black people have committed crimes such as pedophilia, bestiality, necrophilia, and cruelty to animals. Now, what does this have to do with the Harlem Globetrotters, with their symbiology and symbols of America and their black skin? It's quite simple. The Harlem Globetrotters may be a part of disgusting crimes being committed in their locker rooms. People will dismiss this because they will say, hey, there's no evidence that the Harlem Globetrotters are abusing people in their locker room, committing disgusting crimes, maybe even rape, potentially against children. However, just because there's no evidence, I think it would be foolish to dismiss this as a possibility. These people cannot admit that not only have sports teams committed crimes throughout history which have been covered up, which I will show you categorically is a fact, but black people have committed more crime than white people, and the Harlem Globetrotters are black. So when you combine the fact that sports teams have committed crimes in locker rooms in the past, and that the black crime rate is quite high, so statistically speaking, logically therefore, the Harlem Globetrotters must be more likely of committing crimes, it's not really that unreasonable to expect that they are doing rather sick things in the locker room. Only a partisan person who hates basketball or hates white people or partisan and dishonest in some other fashion would dismiss this out of hand. There needs to be an investigation. It may not be basketball, but it is sports. Michael Vick is an American football quarterback who was running an illegal interstate dogfighting ring on his property for 5 years. We can see that popular sportsmen have been involved in dogfighting rings. How many popular sportsmen are there in the Harlem Globetrotters? Quite a few. So it stands to reason that at least one of these people, maybe even more, is running an illegal dogfighting ring. There may be no evidence, but you would be very, very biased to dismiss this out of hand. What other crimes might the Harlem Globetrotters be involved in? And oh yeah, Michael Vick is black. Gerald Arthur Jerry Sandusky, born January 26, 1944, is a convicted serial child molester and retired college football coach. He sexually abused children. Not only this, but Jerry Sandusky is a white man. White people commit less crime. All of the Harlem Globetrotters are black. So that raises some questions. How many of the Harlem Globetrotters are molesting children? You would be very dishonest and a partisan to dismiss the possibility that it's happening. What about Thomas Robert Paine, a former professional basketball player, professional boxer, and a convicted serial rapist? Now, I'm not saying that because Tom Paine was a convicted rapist that played basketball, that means you have to give credence to this idea that has no evidence whatsoever that the Harlem Globetrotters are involved in serial rape. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, have a think about it. And the list goes on and on. Bernie Fine, a former associate head basketball coach for the Syracuse Orange men's basketball team, was said to have molested boys from the late 1970s to the 1990s. What's to say that coaches involved with the Harlem Globetrotters are not also involved in such molestation? And if so, why are you so quick to cover up rape of children? You are a bad person for not entertaining the possibility that child rape, molestation, maybe bestiality, perhaps pedophilia, I don't know, it could be any range of things, is not occurring in some way, shape, or fashion in the locker room of the Harlem Globetrotters, possibly before every game. Just because there's no evidence. You need to be clued into this kind of stuff. If you don't think my, some may say, completely cockamamie, bullshit, made-up conspiracy isn't true, then you therefore think child rape, bestiality, pedophilia, necrophilia, etc. are not that big a deal and do not happen elsewhere. So don't be one of those partisans, don't be dishonest, agree that we really need to look into the Harlem Globetrotters. Specifically, the Harlem Globetrotters. Just because, don't question it. Crimes like this have happened in sports before, so I'm sure it's a possibility. Welcome to my extreme intelligent skeptic channel. Thank you very much.
At the end of the day, I know just what you said.